Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the football field house at Cherokee High School, in which we're going to be talking here in just a moment to Dima, the leg, Lynes. And we're glad that you're with us this morning. And this is being sponsored by El Charlie's Restaurant at 1409 Riverstone Parkway and Canton Tire Wheel at 115 Ridgewood Road. Let me tell you how this experience to be able to interview Dima and listen to his unbelievable story came about. A couple of weeks ago, Cherokee High School had a fundraiser for the football team, a casino night, and Steve Major Sports decided that he would go have a silent auction, and whoever won the silent auction, I could interview their football son. And it's just so happened that David and Monica Tony won that silent auction. We want to thank them for allowing me to be able to interview Dima. You're watching SteveMajorSports.com/live, and we're sure glad that you're with us this morning. Hey, the leg, how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, we can't wait to hear your story, and I know you got really an unbelievable story to tell. Now, you grew up in the Ukraine, or you were born in the Ukraine. You want to tell us a little bit about your family life?
Yeah. So yeah, I born in Ukraine in a little town called Malawiska, and yeah, I live with my single mom.
And you lived how long with your mom?
Alright, so I lived with my mom for 9 years. Yeah, so I was 9 years old when she died.
Okay. And then at 9 years old, you have no other family members but a grandmother. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, and after my mom's death, I lived a little bit with my grandmother, and then I went and lived in boarding school.
Yeah, you told me before we started the interview that your grandmother's a little bit older, and that maybe she had a hard time taking care of you financially, or putting food on the table, or some things like that.
Yeah, she was old, and then yeah, there are some little problems like that, and then I was just the government was just thinking it would be the best for me to stay in a boarding school. They will take care of me better there, but.
Okay. Now, when you were in a boarding school, were you pretty easy to take care of, or was you rebellious?
All right. So yeah, when I was a little kid, yeah, I have some problems, like acting. But when I got older, it was not a problem for the teachers.
But tell me something now. You love soccer. In the boarding schools, did you learn how to play soccer, or did you know it before?
No, I started playing soccer when I was 4 or 5 years old, and yeah, and then when I was a little kid, I just told my mom I'm gonna be a professional soccer player, and she was like, "All right, you go ahead and do that." Yeah, so and then I'm still thinking that way. I want to become a professional soccer player.
And we're going to talk more about that in just a little bit, but I'm going to tell you that in the Ukraine, at 16 years old, your name becomes off the adoption list. Dima, I want to go back and ask you about when you first came to the United States, what age you were, and how that process went.
So yeah, when I came to United States of America first time, I was 13 years old, and then I stayed in family in New Jersey, and yeah, I stayed there for like 2 months. And then I went back to to Ukraine. They were asking me if I want to come and live with them, and then I say, yeah, I would love to do that. But we had some shooting in Ukraine and some problems with the government, so they decided not to come.
Okay. So then you went back to the Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
And then, how old were you when Mr. and Miss Lynes found out about you? You used to tell me earlier that they went online and they saw pictures of you from the orphanage. Is that right?
No, we have a program called hosting program.
Okay.
That's you can go internet, you can read about the children's, you can decide which one you want, and then there's some little bit of backgrounds of them, and then you can host them for a few months, and then they go back to Ukraine, and then the family would decide if they want to adopt or not, and then they also have to ask me if I want to, and then that's what happened with me. They asked me if I want to go. I say yes.
Okay, so then you came to the United States, and you had a couple of months of trial with the Lynes, or did they adopt you right away?
No. So yeah, when I went back to Ukraine, it's really really difficult to adopt child from another country. So they worked so hard. It took them a year. They had to make like 3 trips to Ukraine till they can get everything ready. It's a lot of paperwork. Yeah, and then I'm so grateful for what they done. They done a lot.
Okay, and you don't have any other brothers and sisters, right?
No, I don't have any brothers and sisters. My biological brother, I do have now one brother and then 2 sisters. The brothers is Jace. He's a really, really great brother.
Now, how old is he?
He's 18 years old like me.
Okay, and then the other is a
Yeah, I also
sister?
have 2 sisters.
Okay.
One is Claire, and she's 16. And then I also have a bro. She's 15.
Okay, all right. So you call Mr. and Mrs. Lynes, you call them mom and dad.
Yes.
Oh, good for you. That's fantastic. Now, when you were in school in the Ukraine, what was your schooling like?
All right. So it was about 163 children there, and then we were all really close to each other. They were all like a family to me because we all sleep in like almost the same room, like classes. And yeah, and there's some kids I became like a brother, and then they're to me like that too. And then I still talk to a lot of them.
Social media is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
He loves it, I can tell. Okay, so when you're in Europe, and I'm regressing just a little bit, but you were playing soccer. Now in Europe, they call it club level teams and things like that. Were you involved in a club level team?
So yeah, I was playing for school. I was team captain, and then when you play boarding school, there is another team can get interested in you, and you can start playing for them. So yeah, I have the city team got really interested in me, and then I started playing for them, and I became a good member of their team too. So it was really fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, you're watching SteveMajorSports.com/live, and we're hearing the Dima Lynes, Dima the Leg Lynes story this morning, and we're so glad that you're with us. It's sponsored by O'Charlie's and at Canton Tire Wheel. Now, you could come to Cherokee High School after you move in with Mr. and Miss Lynes, mom and dad, and you're in your junior year, early in your junior year, and I think that you had the former offensive coordinator, Coach Jackson, as your PE teacher. Is that correct?
No, he wasn't my PE teacher, but the basketball head coach, he told him because he was my PE teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was playing.
You're talking about Coach Kwam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have class with them, and then we were playing soccer outside, and then I was just like shooting free kick or something, and I hit one of the kids, like he like fell down on the ground, and then the next day I came to school, and I was again in my PE class, and then Coach Jackson came to me, he's like, do you know what, our football team need a kicker? Do you want to come try? I'm like, first I was like, I don't know anything about football, so I was like, oh, I don't know. So I came home and I asked my parents, and they were like, you should try some. Football is soccer and football. And I'm like, yeah, but I love soccer. She's like, you can still play soccer. Soccer and football, they're not in the same time. So I'm like, I don't know. So so I went to one of our games and I watched, and then I was like, I can do that too. So and then I came to Coach Jackson the next day, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna try. He's like, all right, come today. I'm like, all right, I'll be there. So,
it's interesting. Coach Shaw standing behind the camera with my wife. But anyway, Coach Shaw had to run up to the school a little bit, and Dima was saying that he really likes playing football, kicking field goals and extra points, but boy, it gets boring out there sometime. And I said, you know what? The more kicks you make, the better you get. And he said, yeah, I know that's true. Anyway, last year, Coach Jackson, the offensive coordinator, his dad was my color commentator for SteveMajorSports.com/live. And he's the one that actually coined the phrase, Dima the Leg Lynes. And I hope they're watching this morning and finally getting a story about Dima Lynes. But it's a great story. What's it been like, your experience coming to America, playing football, going to the American school? Now, you didn't know English at all at 13 or 14 when you first came to the States.
Yeah.
So you've been immersed in the program, and English is a second language program. I'm not sure what they call it now. Is that correct?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, first it would have been just such a blessing to come to United States and then live with my family. Been really big blessing. It also been really big blessing to be part of this program. I love all the teammates and then all our coaches. And yeah, but it's been really hard with English. Yeah, I have some struggles, but I'm just so grateful for all the teachers, what they do, especially for Miss Corey.
It wasn't long after that Dima started kicking off last fall in 2016, and he kicked off to a player at North Paulding, and it looked like the young man was going to run it back all the way. I'm going to let Dima tell the story.
Yeah, so I was standing and I see he's going to pass everyone. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I didn't even know how to tackle. I'm like, all right, then I'm just going to go and slide tackle him like in a soccer game. So I did, and that worked. I'm like, oh, awesome. So I ran to the sideline after kickoff, and everyone's like, Dima, we all saw you just going to stand on there and then look how he's going to score touchdown. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
You know, it's interesting because I have sort of tears in my eyes, and I'm thinking about this, thinking back. When you made that tackle, you were raising your hands, running off the field like this, man, I did it. And my wife said she was watching your mom and dad, and they were up and they were jumping around, and they were so proud of you. That was a fantastic moment. Hey, I want to go back to the last year of the game. It's late in the ball game last year in 2016. You're down. And Coach Shaw could have went ahead and tried to get a first down or whatever. I can't remember all the details of the finish of the game. But he calls on you. It's a 48-yard field goal. Tell us about that situation. What did you feel like when that man behind the screen, Coach Shaw, came and got you to say, you're going to kick a 48-yard field goal?
Yeah, when I even watch other high schools play, I just felt that Coach Shaw has so much trust in me, and then I'm like, I have to make this. I have to prove to them that I can do this. And then that moment, I just made it. But yeah, but there's been not just that field goal. There's been other field goals that I just felt like the Coach Shaw and all the coaching staff has so much trust in me. Mm-hmm.
Now, on the soccer team, you're a striker, and folks that don't understand soccer, that's a forward trying to score points. So you have a pretty much a good career in that sport as well. But have you ever thought about that Coach Shaw is going to try to get you a scholarship to kick field goals and extra point? You realize that you're one of the better field goal kickers in the state of Georgia. Have you ever thought about thinking about kicking field goals and extra points in college, or maybe playing both sports?
Yeah, so yeah, I was actually thinking a lot about that, and then we've been talking with Coach Shaw a little bit about, but now season's over, so I hope we will talk more about that. But yeah, I'm planning to go kick in college and then also play soccer. So I'm hoping to play both sports in college.
Okay, well, you've had an incredible story here, and we want to thank you for sharing it. And we wish you the best of luck as you pursue finish up your senior year, and you're still going to have some accolades. We got the football banquet coming up in January, and then as you look into playing college soccer and college football, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for sharing your story today, and we thank you for the Tonys for being able to winning that silent auction, and it's been sponsored by O'Charlie's and Canton Tire and Wheel, and you've been watching SteveMajorSports.com/live. Hey, Dima, before I let everybody go, do you know much about basketball?
No.
Okay.
Really.
Well, you know what? Steve Major Sports is going to call 20 basketball games this season, 10 home and away. And I got an interview this afternoon with Coach Quam, and it's going to be at 3:40, and then Coach Cates on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to basketball season, and hopefully you'll get a chance to come out and support the Warriors and Lady Warriors. And if I see you hanging around, I'll pull you up in the stands, and we'll have another interview.
All right, sure. Sounds good.
Thank you, Dima. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for watching. You've been watching SteveMajorSports.com/live from the football field house at Cherokee High School. Hope you have a good day.